Well, with a lot of respect to our principal, Professor Bhattacharya, her presence makes all the difference. Dignitaries on the dais, friends, thank you very much first of all for the kind wishes. It's just that it makes me 1 year older. It's one way of looking at it. Or the other thing is you get into the next year with some kind of future plans, shall I say. As far as the enlightenment is concerned, I'm not too sure about the enlightening words that I can give it to you. I'll share with you my ignorance, which is very important. Last year we had Mexicon and I see a lot of faces. Dharna, you there? She's from IMSA, she got the award in our paper presentation, thank you. And many other familiar faces, I won't name all of them, Sarnik and other people. What it did to me, I'm more interested in sharing with you, leave alone what it did to you, because that part is totally your problem. It made me feel that we have not done enough in the field of education. There's so much you can share, there's so much that can be done to make the classrooms into, I won't say a circus, but a place where you can be entertained. So while you're learning, you should have fun. And I was very amazed at the kind of things they're doing on the websites, ranging from dating online to getting married online, hopefully living offline, which is very, very important. But what it has taken away is the physical contact. Like when I'm teaching, I would very much like to see the eyes of the person who's sitting across. You would wonder how can you see from that distance, but it can be seen. The important thing is how my performing would depend on how are you performing. So a teacher is only as good as his students. And I don't believe there are any bad students, they're only bad teachers. So I'll take the onus for all the bad things that happen to you. Therefore, how do I get better at what I have to do so that you enjoy what you're doing? Now these workshops do more to teachers than they do to students. When we did the knotting and suturing workshop, some of you attended the later workshop that we did, we found that there's so much more we could have done to make it more interesting and fascinating, rather than simply teaching about a reef knot, you cramming up a procedure, vomiting it out in the exam and finishing it off and forgetting about it for good. Instead of that, you could make it into something interesting, absorbing, and you make it a part of your life like you do to many things that happen to you. So what it did to me was to accept that I have to improve every day so that I can continue to teach you. I'll give you a story that appeared in Reader's Digest when I was a medical student, so it's some years ago. It was a story of a tennis player, a famous tennis player who had won the Wimbledon. So he was training his son into playing tennis. And like most fathers, he was a horrible teacher, because you can't teach your near and dear ones. It's easier to teach somebody who's far. So every day they will play tennis together. He'll teach him some forehand shots and backhand slides, and he'll be restless with that character. You're not getting better at the job. I've been teaching you so well, but each year the boy was winning championships after championships. So he was getting a little concerned about the universe as a whole. Probably the standards have dropped. So he decided when he won the Junior Wimbledon championship, it's a true story, he went over to his coach, and the coach was coaching his students, and he could see an anxious father standing there, an anxious coach also, double. So he called him, I want to know what is happening to your championships, because all jokers are winning it now. I don't see any seriousness in the championship. So he said, what is the problem? When he understood the problem, he explained it. He said, see, when you were teaching him as a teacher, he was getting better, but you were getting better too. So what it did was, relatively you stood at the same distance. So when you looked at him every day, he looked the same blighter who was not picking up. But he was getting very good, he was getting better. So what it has done to you is that you have become good. I'm not trying to share with you some philosophy. It's true of life. When you teach, you get better at teaching. And when you get better at teaching, you teach better. The students get better, you get better too. And these workshops do really help. These kind of institutions or associations, shall we use the word, I've been very familiar with them. I'm a part of many of these, and most of them end up into some kind of a politics at the end of the day. We must keep them academic, which is very, very important. Therefore, to make it academic, the primary motive should be academic. Shall we get better at something? Let's do another workshop, Delhi State Chapter or the national level, and make use of these guys who are able to project you well. You can share with the rest of the students in the country. Not all medical colleges are as fortunate as you. I have done my workshops all across the country on postgraduate master classes, and I've seen the standards in various colleges. Leave alone big cities, the problem is of clinical teaching, problem is of teaching and seminars. So these seminars can expand into large classrooms so that each student gets the same opportunity that you're getting here. Now about today, it's wonderful to be a part of this group. Like I said in the beginning, it inspires me to get better at the job. I'll probably meet you in a better shape next time. We'll do a better Metsicon, which we are looking forward to doing in August, and I was talking to our principal that we'll fix up a date in August like we did last year, and a lot of you would be part of it yet again, and so that you come, enjoy, have fun, but importantly share your information and also ignorance. Thank you very much.
Thank you.